Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with us this morning. We have a lot of information that we want to share with you, but first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Flor Sanchez. I'm the district parent liaison. And next, I'm going to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Mrs. Chavez, and she's going to be sharing some announcements with us. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. So we are so happy we have a little bit more parents on our English version. Just so you know that this meeting is being recorded. We know that not all parents can be here, but we're so thankful that you made time to be here. And just as a reminder, we do send out this communication out electronically. We record the English version at 8:30, and then we do the presentation again at 9:30 in Spanish. And that way, any information that is also handed out, both those presentations along with any handouts that parents have right now, that also gets attached in a newsletter that we send out electronically. And so with that being said, I'd like to thank you for being here present at our Mission Progressing Together parent meeting. I have a few announcements, so I'll begin with that. We do have the El Paso Marathon, and that is going to be coming up on Sunday, February 18th. We have state champions in cross country, so why not bring the El Paso Marathon here? It does begin in front of San Elizario High School. If you haven't entered, please do so, or just at least come over and cheer on the runners. I think they take off at 7 a.m. in the morning. Also, so you know that we do have early release today. The announcements of early release has been sent by all of the campuses, but today is an early release. It is Valentine's Day. Les damos las gracias. It is a day where our students get to enjoy their extra snack that doesn't have to follow any child nutrition policy. So we'd like to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. We also have the TELPAS testing window, and that begins on February 20th. We have also our parent conferences for our middle school and our high school. For GEMS, you can expect that parent conference is on Tuesday, February 20th. And then we also have our parent teacher conference at our high school, which is February 22. And with that being said, I've already made the announcement. Our Mission Progressing Together parent meetings is we bring you the information, and whether you can be here in person or not, we still send out that information out electronically. And then I know that it feels like we just came back from the Christmas break or the holiday break, and then we had, I guess Martin Luther King, and some districts celebrate President's Day, but in our district, we have Mondays off, so it feels like we're getting our rest. But if that isn't enough, we also have our spring intercession. And so our spring intercession will run from March 5th through the 18th. Parents, be on the lookout. If your child is invited to attend intercession, please make every opportunity to have your child be present so that they can get the assistance that they need. And so with all information that is we communicate to parents, we always feel that it is important for us to be able to share with you and bring special presentations so that you become aware of some of the services that our district, some of the guidelines that our district is following, and that's where our Title III presentation is really, really important. And so with that being said, it gives me great pleasure to be able to introduce to you one of our partners from Region 19, Ms. Rita Monsivais, who is going to talk to us about the Title III information before you. Ms. Monsivais, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Día del Amor, ¿no? I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you so much. I'm Rita Monsivais, and I am part of the partnership with San Elizario. We at Region 19 are here to serve you and our communities in helping our emergent bilingual students succeed. I will tell you that I am also from a small town. I am a small town girl from Eagle Pass, Texas, so I know what small communities foster. So thank you for being here today. So there's no chocolate eaters already? No? I usually start eating chocolate like at 8:30, when it's a holiday. I'm like, it's a holiday. Nobody else has like kisses. No, okay. So this morning we are going to talk about something that's so important as mommies, as daddies, as ninas, as tias, as abuelas, and that's testing. You know, because as we progress in life, you know, we have to take a test. If you want to work in anything, you have to take a test. And TELPAS is what the state of Texas has said, this is what we are going to do in order to support our emergent bilinguals. So here we go. So what this slide says, it's a lot of information. I like to call it the taco. No? Nobody else here likes tacos over here, back in the back? Yes, I can eat tacos breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then un snack. You know, my mom says I'm a little chubby because I like to snack. Estás gordita, te gusta el snack. That's what my mom says, you know. And with that, with TELPAS, it's pretty much an information of how it is that we are going to look at students and language. I will tell you that with language, it is something that is in our soul because we know, right? I started my journey here, woohoo, in San Nelly 28 years ago. I see my people in the back. As a first grade teacher, we were challenged to say, how do we teach children to read? How do we teach them to speak English? How do we develop their Spanish? And that is why it is so important for us to value our children's language and to value their Spanish, to value anything that they bring from school. So everybody here, we're gonna do a little game. No? Too early? More coffee? More coffee over here. So a lady over here, she's not. No, okay. And that is, what do our students, what do our family members do when it comes to listening, speaking, reading, and writing in any language? So you're going to do this with me. It's called LSRW. No, too much? Nobody wants to do this with me? Okay. Back in the back? No? Okay, so LSRW is what our students do, and this is what the TELPAS focuses on. So how do we help our students? How do we as parents and family members contribute to our students' learning when it comes to TELPAS? So now we understand that we want to make sure that we're exposing them to literature. So I don't know about you, but my kid, she's always on her what? Phone. And I'm like, that is no bueno. No bueno. You have to say, hey, you know what? Let's put our phone away. Did you bring a book from the library? There has to be something that we are giving to our students when it comes to actually reading. Can I get a what? What? Yeah? And this is why, because we are the ones that create it in our home. Give them the opportunity to say, hi, okay, mijo, do you have some kind of book in your backpack? And then go in the backpack. It's a never-ending hole. No? Nobody else's backpack looks like that. My kid carries this backpack. It's like 30 pounds. I'm like, mija, take it easy. Take it easy. It's too much to carry. So here we are. We want to make sure that we also give them that time together for us to read together with them. So as a teacher, can I keep it real? You got to say, keep it real. No? You know, as a teacher, I would get home and then I had after school tutoring and, you know, my kids were little. I wasn't like, let's all read a book. Yeah. But guess what? We had to say, mija, watch mommy read. And whatever it was that I was reading, we made this time together and said, okay, I have two girls, so I would say, okay, girls, right now, it's just going to be our time to read. And sometimes it was at a park. And sometimes it was just, you know, having me, my coffee, them, you know, just whatever, their little high-C punch or whatever. So we want to make sure that we give that opportunity, that we're saying how much we value for us to bring literature into our homes. And I'm going to tell you, we at Region 19, we love to give many parent sessions for us to support you in how to develop their reading. So here we are. What are some things that we can do for us to make sure that we bring our students to reading? So I will say this, I agree. Yes, that's how I feel sometimes. No, too much. You all got to laugh at my jokes porque después it gets very long. And this is what it looks like. When it comes to reading, there's different types of reading. So as I see here, we're celebrating Black History Month at Borrego Elementary. Let's give them a round of applause. Oh my gosh, what an amazing place to come in and see celebrations of Black History Month. So that would be nonfiction text. Whenever I bring anything about science, anything that I can prove, then I'm going to say that is nonfiction text. So we want to say, what are books that give us information? As parents, there's many books that give us information. I don't know, maybe you're reading a book on nutrition. Maybe you're reading a book on how to build a bookshelf. Has anybody built a bookshelf? Nobody else lately? It takes a lot of informational text to do things like that. That is procedural. So audiobooks. Sometimes when we have the opportunity in our cell phones to bring students literature, let's take advantage of that. Let's make sure that we're giving them, on YouTube, you can Google any children's book there, and it gives you the actual words to read. So when you don't feel like reading and your kids are on their phone, please give them the opportunity to at least say, let's find a book on YouTube, because there are many. The other thing is, have them write. Ask your students, to write about what they're reading. So talk to me. What grades are your kids in? You like first, second, no? Third? Over here? Pre-K, woo, woo, love pre-K. Over here? No? So pre-K, K, kinder, right? Third grade elementary. Give them the opportunity to play. If they have, like my pre-K child, if she has an opportunity to play with sand, anything that she is tactile with, the same with the third graders. Write it down. Mijo, did you read something on YouTube? Oh, tell me 1 or 2 words that you read about that. Because that way, we know that good readers make good writers, and good writers make good readers. So we want to make sure that we are processing lists. Is anybody here a list person? No? Like you make a list, and then I have another list for the list, right? And then I take a picture of the list and send it? No? That's okay. Too much. I know, too much. But this is a good opportunity for us to say, hey, you know what? Mija, let's go ahead and let's do this. What is mom going to buy at the grocery store today? Apples, chocolate? No? That's a cognate. Chocolate. It's the same word in English and Spanish, yes? Because it's Valentine's Day, no? Burritos, no? Okay. So make that list with them so they see you writing. They are saying, oh my gosh, my parents are also writing, and they're understanding that print conveys meaning. So the other thing that we want to do is, I just saw an amazing video right now on celebrating women in science. You want to make sure that you're saying, tell me some great things you know about science. Talk to me about what you learned today. All right, so this is the best suggestion as well. Anybody here write any letters? No? Any notes? Yes? Emails? Sometimes texts? Everybody's hand, right? Hurry up, no? I will tell you something about when we write emails or letters. We need to give students the opportunity to use the pencil, okay? Please make sure that they're having their tablet, that they have their computer, but as well, that they're using their kinesthetic, they're using their motor skills to practice their writing. So now, I could do this all day long. I am full of stories. You have to make sure and say, let me tell you about when I was little. Have those conversations with your children. I talk about my students because I come from a migrant family. I saw my father pick apples. I saw my father pick potatoes. And the one thing he taught me was that. He would say in Spanish, la educación. He would say, education is the one thing that brings us forward, that makes you a better person. And guess what? My father was the hardest working person that you could have ever met. But he was the one that constantly taught me the value of what it is for me to move forward with my education. Those words need to come out of you, parents. Your words have power. And your words have to validate your third grader and say, hey, you know what? School's important. TELPAS is important. Let's do this with a smile. I want to see smiles with everybody in this place. Because I'm seeing some like kind of smile, almost. More coffee over here, Flor, for these people over here. So here, talk daily. I can talk all day long. Yes, but, if they're like, squirrel, Somebody's talking to me. I thought, sorry, he was talking to me. So we want to make sure that we talk to who? Our children, our children. When I go into restaurants and the parents are bien suave ahí, luego blah, 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 and the kids are just here. And I'm like, dude, tell them to put your phone away. You say, what happened today and what is going on? And oh my gosh, anybody have a teenager? Yes? Oh my gosh, my teenager is always like this. And I'm like, how was school? What you gonna? Do you have any homework? Right? So it has to be something that interests her. Randomly find out one thing that your teenager likes. Because if you get her talking about something she likes, she's gonna keep talking, talking, talking. So now, I just want to make sure that we process something so important here at San Elizario. And one of those things is making sure that we are giving our students, when they're going to go take a test like TELPAS, just say, hey, I know you have TELPAS today. Try your best. Hey, I know that you have STAR today. Try your best. My message today, my friends, is one of love, is one of kindness. We need to make sure that we constantly come to our children with love, that we come with our children to make sure that they say, you are the most important person in my life. You are the most important person that we are going to be here to support. Because if you don't say it, they don't know it. Our little ones like that, she's the reason I work for. When she's in San Eli in 2-3 years, when she starts pre-K, she needs to know that in here are people that care about our education. And you are the ones that have the power because you are the parents. The schools are only as strong as our communities and our parents. Again, my name is Rita Monsivais. Thank you again for having me this morning, and eat lots of chocolate today.
Thank you, Ms. Monsivais, for your presentation and the information shared with our parents. If you have any questions, we're going to leave those questions at the end of both presentations. That's why you have a little index card. If you have like a question for Ms. Monsivais, if you want to write it down, and we'll answer those questions at the end of the presentation. Next, we have Mr. Jose Cardona. He's our security supervisor for the district, and he's going to be sharing some information on gun safety. Mr. Cardona.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to attend this meeting. I wanted to share with you some very important information. A lot of times we talk about gun safety and we think it's all about handling the gun, but not really. It is also a responsibility to safely store our guns. Okay, practicing safe gun storage protects our kids. It prevents accidents and it keeps those guns out of the hands of our criminals. So together we can keep them safe, Texas. Safe gun storage is everybody's responsibility. Gun safety is not knowing, like I said, how to handle the gun, but it's also keeping it from getting into the wrong hands, whether it's to keep your gun in our home, in our automobiles, or whenever we transport it to, it still needs to be stored safely. And it's very simple. It's very simple. It's just like a 1, 2, 3. First, you need to store your firearms locked and unloaded. You need to store your ammunition safely. And of course, keep others from getting access to the store firearms 24/7. So it's pretty simple. There's a checklist just to see if we're practicing safe storage. So you need to answer yes to all these questions, and then you know that you are storing your guns safely. Okay, first of all, firearms are stored, unloaded, and locked using a safe gun storage device. So if we do that, we'll check it. Ammunition must be safely stored. It's usually away from the firearm, locked in a separate place. Access to the store firearms is restricted for unauthorized persons. A lot of things we think we just restrict from our children, but we should also restrict from our friends' children, our children's friends, contractors, visitors, family members that just might go in there and start kind of snooping around. all locking devices that use the key are in place when children and unauthorized users cannot get to that. A lot of times we keep the safe and we keep the key in the safe. That's not very good. So we need to make sure that we keep that safe key separate. That you have read and understood what the law says about the responsibility and the liability whenever anybody gets one of our firearms. The law states that we are pretty much guilty of whatever crime gets committed by somebody who takes your firearm, if it's not stored safely. If it's stored safely, then you do have that protection from the liability. That I have spoken with family members and trusted users, asking them about how they use the storage devices that they have. When my firearm is taken outside of my home, when I take it into my car or any other place that is still stored safely, and that we practice a safe storage of the firearms at all times. So we check all those off. That means that we are following all the rules to keeping our guns safe. There's a storage option for every budget. It goes according to your needs specifically. So we have different ones. As you can see, we have a cable lock. This is the one that goes through the ejection port and onto the magazine well, prevents that gun from racking around. We have trigger locks. We have biometric locks. Those they get only accessed by your fingerprint or a special code. And of course, the gun case. That one has a padlock that can be how it can be secured. That one's good for travel. It's accepted by TSA when you fly. They have strong boxes. They're also biometric. They have gun cabinets and, of course, the safe and the vaults. So whatever your needs are, they are an option. You can visit the website and safegunstorage.texas.com, and they give you different options of how you can get them. Sometimes, if you look into that website, there are programs out there that will provide those locks free of charge if you go to a certain event. We need to practice your gun safety at all times. It must be practiced 24/7. Speak to your fellow Texans about safe gun storage. The more people that they know, the better that we can keep them all safe. Talking to other people, and this is very important. A lot of times, we let our kids go out and play in other people's homes, and we don't know whether they have firearms and how they store them. So talking to other parents, if they're gonna go be receiving our kids, as to if they have firearms and how they store it. Of course, there are things to remember. Don't be confrontational. Be respectful when you ask. Make sure that you are completely comfortable with that person's answers before you let your child stay in their home. And there's no harm in asking. There are potentially more harm in not asking. Any responsible gun owner will tell you, oh yeah, I have this cup of safe and I stored this, and they like to talk about it. So don't feel that they're gonna be offended by that. Use other events. If you feel that this is a responsibility that we all have as gun owners, talk to other people. You go to community meetings like such as this. If you go to the PTA, the Homeowners Association meeting, anything in that is a good topic to bring, get good ideas, exchange ideas with other responsible gun owners. So this is pretty much just talking to all the community. Make sure that you share those ideas. Like I said, it's more harm not talking about it than do talking about it. And at this time, do you all have any questions? Okay. You have any questions? Like I said, they have got a lot more information in the safegunsstoragetexas.com. And of course, not only that, we're here at your disposal. My name is Jose Cardona, and this is my information. You can also reach out, give us a call. If you think of anything after this meeting, by all means, send us an email or give us a call. Thank you all for your attention. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cardona, for the information provided to our parents. I believe it's a very important information that we, as parents, we need to hear. Next, I'm going to have Dr. Mrs. Chavez give the closing message.
All right, so we're getting close to the end, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to handle any of the questions or answer any of the questions. We do have some of our staff here. You received a lot of information today on 2 different topics. Both of them are very important. So any information, please take it home, review with your family, and yes, let's get our students talking. Let's ask them more questions, and don't ask them questions where they can say yes and no, because if they say yes and no, we shut down and they shut down. We should be interested in our children's lives. Like Ms. Monsivais said, we just need to take it and extend the conversation. Just kind of like when we keep scrolling on our phones, right? We need to also keep scrolling through our children's, their words, the things that they say. And so I highly encourage you for that. Mr. Cardona, thank you so much for your information on gun safety. We know that that's one of the amendments we're granted, right, is to be able to be owners of guns if that's what we desire. I also encourage you, follow the guidelines that we have and receive any training to be able to have those firearms in your possession, and that your family knows that you're going to follow all safety guidelines, and that, you know, our little ones understand that they're not toys. And so with that being said, on this Valentine's Day, we want to thank you for being here, and on any place that you could have been, you chose to be here with us. Thank you for joining us for Mission Progressing Together. Thank you.